Welcome to the Yadusha Show, District 29's favorite podcast. Hey, everybody, and welcome back to the Yadusha Show. My name is Ann Johnston Brown, and I am your host. And of course, we have on the line the lady of the hour. Her name is Yadusha Williams, and she is running for Assembly District 29 right here in Nevada. And here she is. How you doing, Yadusha?
I am great. Hello, all of the informed voters. I'm happy to hear from everyone.
Oh, yes, and I know that you have a message for the voters today. What would you like to say?
Yes, I know that we do questions from people, but there's been some things going on as I've been door knocking, and it's just really ticking me off. So
Okay,
I just
hey.
my biggest concern is that every time I go to somebody's door and talk to them, they're saying that they did not know that voting is coming up, early voting in May. They did not know that the official voting day is June 11th.
Wow.
And I know that some people they get busy and everything, but there's so much, just so much about who's doing what in the campaign, people smearing each other names,
Mm.
people are making signs left and right, but nobody's telling these people, hey, voting is coming up soon. We need to vote down the ballot. It's really heartbreaking to hear door after door after door, voter after voter after voter saying, I do not know. I did not know. I don't know what an assembly person is. Didn't know it existed.
Well, and don't you think that our education system should be informing people of what an assemblywoman is? Should tell them, hey, if you are complaining about the laws in Nevada, then you should be choosing carefully who your assembly
Exactly.
person will be, because those are the legislators, and they are supposed to be voting based on what their constituents want of them. And that's why we have this podcast.
Right. And I know that's why we started the podcast. And it's just, uh, it eats at these people. And I feel it because they want to know. They're concerned and they're scared.
Yeah.
It's really heartbreaking to hear people so terrified about what's going to happen because they're uninformed. They just know what the media produces out there. And I'm like,
Right.
yes, can they do their own research? Absolutely. But how can you do research when you don't know where to start?
Well, and also, like you said, that the media is so obsessed with certain, well, let's just face it, their agenda. And their agenda is such that they love to keep, actually, I think that they intend to keep people ignorant of what their rights are. And I know that you actually are very concerned with people knowing their rights.
It's like people, they look at all the people with the money and stuff, but at the end of the day, majority of the world don't have all that money. They
That's
don't have
right.
all that fame and fortune.
Right.
These are everyday average people that are trying to make ends meet. And they're so busy working 2 to 3 jobs and taking care of family and making sure their bills are paid, they do not know. Now, how are you going to reach out to the people that just want to relax 1 hour before they have to go to bed and work another 12-hour shift?
Well, and it's
How are you going to
important.
reach those
It's
people?
also important that the people we vote for can relate to that, and I know that you can relate to that type of worker and that type of voter because that's who you are. And so hopefully everyone's paying attention. I know we have a special guest today, and we certainly want to get to our guest so that we have enough time to hear what he has to say, because I kind of think he agrees with you, Yadusha. So what do you say?
Absolutely.
What do you say we introduce him right now?
Yes.
All right, our special guest today is Jeffrey Lustick. He served in the U.S. Air Force from 1997 to 2009 and earned his bachelor's degree from Western Washington University in 93, a law degree from the Gonzaga University School of Law in 1997, and a military citation from the U.S. Air Force's Judge Advocate General School in 1998. His career experience includes working as an attorney and a judge, and he is here with us now. Hey, Jeffrey, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Nice to be here.
Oh man, we've got a lot of questions for you today. So, Yadasha, I am going to hand it over to you now.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much, Jeff, for being on. I really appreciate it.
It's nice to
So,
be here. Thank you.
how do you plan to represent the diverse interests of your constituents while upholding the Republican values and principles in your area?
One of the things that my district really needs is strong leadership that is present with the people. Um, when I come into this district and I meet the people and I go to their homes, we have a dichotomy of really affluent homes and people that drive fancy cars, and then we have people that are not so well off. I speak to people every day that have been laid off of their jobs, that can't afford rent, that can't afford to register their vehicles or to get insurance. And what the people in my district need is a leader that looks out for them. The person who had this position before me is not running. And the reason is that she, in addition to being a citizen legislator, because we have part-time legislators in our state, she worked for the culinary union. And what she did, one of her last acts in office, was to approve and sponsor and vote for a bill to give $25 million to the culinary union and to give millions of
Wow.
dollars to other agencies that were represented by the people who were in the legislature. So she works for the union and she had a bill to give $25 million to the union. Can you just imagine what $25 million would have done for the people in the 11th district who don't have enough money to pay their rent, to register their cars, who are suffering from the current economy? And what I want to do and what I plan to do is to create jobs, not only in the district, but statewide. I want to look at whether or not we can get an oil refinery in Nevada. That's right. I want to have an oil refinery in Nevada. If we can
Definitely.
explode nuclear bombs 80 miles north of Las Vegas, as we did for many years, we can have a clean firing oil refinery that creates thousands of jobs and lowers gas prices all throughout the area. So I'm looking to do this for the district. The people of my district need direct leadership. They need it now. And the Democratic frontrunner is nothing more than a shrill of the union. It's going to be the same business as usual if she gets elected. And we're going to fight to make sure that I am the one who gets elected to assembly in the 11th district.
All right. Well, that's amazing. And like that, you put a lot of thought into the community, your district, and Nevada as a whole. So I'm really appreciative of what you have to offer to the community. And what steps will you take to address housing affordability and homelessness in the community?
So our community in the 11th district is a magnet for people around the area that come to this area right in the heart of the district where Catholic community charities are, where state charities are. And so we have a lot of people that come over to our neighborhoods and they remain there indefinitely. And so what we need to do is we need to energize those private charities to get people back to work, to get them back on their 2 feet, to give them job skills, to give them mental health, to address their health problems in general. And at this point, we're just staging that up. Since the COVID pandemic, we really haven't gotten into overdrive with respect to some of these services. And as a state leader, I can do more to coordinate these private charities to help people in our district. And I can also back it up with state funding to help these charities. Instead of giving money to unions, let's give money to these charities so that we can teach people how to do a resume, we can get them on the internet, we can get them adequate clothing, and then they will achieve a much greater success when they learn how to get a job, when they learn how to budget, when they learn how to make money for themselves. If you just give them handouts, if you just give them welfare, and it just creates a never-ending cycle. And we
Yes,
need to
I'm
break
noting
the
part of
cycle.
that.
We have to
Exactly.
break the cycle. And in this district, it's an incredible district. We have billion-dollar casinos, and then a half a mile away, we have 200 people living in tents on a sidewalk. And I know this going into the 11th district. This is the kind of leader we need, and that's the kind of leader that I am.
Yeah, it's unfortunate how people can literally drive past these people on a regular basis with all the expensive cars and millions of dollars, and you see this person literally stretched out on the sidewalk begging for food.
Well, I
It's
know that
heartbreaking.
so many people in our community that are successful, they give thousands of dollars every year to charities, and that's great. What I want to make sure is that the money that goes to charity is used correctly. And I want to
Right.
make sure that if we spend taxpayer dollars in these programs, that it's adequately done. Because there's a lot of charities out there where only 50 cents on the dollar goes to charity. The rest goes to overhead and management and salaries and facilities. And as a leader in the state government, it's going to be my duty to make sure that when we spend money on these sorts of things, that we are proper stewards of the charitable dollars that the taxpayers provide. If we can't do that as state leaders, we're missing the mark. So
Absolutely.
it's perfectly normal and acceptable to have successful people in our society, and we want everyone to have that American dream. And I think
Hmm.
when you're in a homeless situation, we want people to know that you can succeed. That for some people, American dream might be just an apartment. For other people, it might be home ownership. And we miss the mark when we don't instill that dream, because that dream is still alive in America. It's still alive in Nevada. It's still alive in Las Vegas, and it's still alive in the neighborhoods of the 11th district.
Wonderful. Yes. I completely wholeheartedly agree. Thank you so much, Jeffrey. Yeah.
Well, hey, Jeffrey, I have to ask one question of you because we went out canvassing one day and you are the master canvasser. I just hope you know you are the best at that. And but you don't do anything by yourself. You have a partner. Tell us about your partner.
Well, my partner that you're referring to is my 3-year-old service dog. He's a Maltese poodle. His name is Jackson, and I affectionately call him Jackie. And for everyone that meets Jackie, he's just a delight. He's a happy little dog. He is service trained by the Service Dogs of Southern Nevada. He does have papers, and he did go through the certification process. And he goes with me everywhere. And he has just this grin on his face, and his behavior and his attitude is so happy. He's a calming impact on
Yes.
anyone that
Yeah.
sees him. And if you go to my website, or especially my Facebook page,
Uh-huh.
Jeff for Nevada is the Facebook page, and then jeff4nvassembly.com is the website. You're going to see pictures of Jackie. And service dogs are really important in my
Sure.
life. And when I get to the legislature, the state assembly, I'm going to make sure that we have a better registry system in the state for service dogs, because I still get discriminated against when I bring my dog into certain places. Even though he's a perfect little partner, he doesn't make noise, he doesn't say anything. People are
He
still
really don't. He's very
they're
quiet.
still really nervous about
Yeah.
service dogs.
Yeah.
And there's so many veterans, disabled people,
Mm-hmm.
and they need service dogs, and
That's right.
some have them and some don't. And I think we can do more as a state to promote service dog use, and to
Sure.
give those people that need these dogs a chance to have them. Because I got him. I'm a cancer survivor, and he's just made my life so much more enjoyable.
Wow.
And he's trained to detect medical conditions,
Yeah.
and he's trained to really provide me great support, which he constantly does. So
Well,
if you ever want to see Jackson, he
yeah.
he also has his own Instagram page
Oh my
too,
goodness,
and
what is
he's
that?
very popular. It's
What's
it's
that?
Jackson Toy Multi-Pool.
Oh,
Jackson Toy Multi-Pool on Instagram.
That's awesome.
And
Jackson
he's
Toy
constantly,
Multi-Poo. I love it.
yeah,
Okay.
he's constantly getting people come up and say,
Yeah.
"Hey, that's Jackie. We know who Jackie is."
Well, I had to ask you about him because I'll tell you what, he was just a joy the other day, and I know how much you love him. And of course, he's very helpful when we're banging on doors and people come to the door. They can't get mad when they see that cute face. So, well,
I
thank you
know.
so much, Jeffrey. Jeffrey, for just coming on the show. But also, we want to remind everyone that he's running for Assembly District 11 in Nevada here, and his name is Jeffrey Lustick. So check him out. Go to his pages and check him out. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in today. And don't forget to go to our website, which is williams4nv.com. That's williamsfornv.com, and send us your questions, and we'll see you all next time. Bye bye.